Hey there everyone. Is it time to do some maintenance on your vehicle? For this particular vehicle, I will be replacing the transmission cooler lines due to them having some age on them. So stick around and I'll show you how to get it done. The first thing I'm going to do is loosen the lug nuts on the left front wheel. This is so I can gain access to the transmission cartridge filter later on during the service. Next, I am going to raise all four corners of the vehicle and place a jack stand underneath the pinch weld at the cutout notch shown here. The reason I am raising all four corners of the vehicle is to gain access to the transmission pan drain bolt. All four corners of the vehicle must be even to ensure that the transmission fluid is at the proper level. With the vehicle on all four jack stands, I will go ahead and give it a shake to make sure it is stable. These are the transmission cooler lines I will be replacing. Here, I am removing the engine air intake hose that goes to the front of the grille, so I can gain better access to the transmission cooler lines. On the top transmission cooler line, I will remove the black plastic retainer to gain access to the retainer clip. Here I am using a pick to remove the retainer clip from the transmission cooler insert. The clip will look like a W, E, or a C. As you can see here in my hand, it looks like all three of them. Next, with nice firm pressure, go ahead and pull back on the transmission line, and that will pull it out of the transmission cooler. For the lower cooler line, it is the exact same procedure. I went ahead and did that one off camera. Next, I am going to remove the two mounting nuts that hold the cooler lines to the transmission. After the mounting nuts are removed, go ahead and slide the transmission cooler lines back off of the mounting studs. Make sure to place a drain pan underneath the vehicle to catch any fluid. There will be one more clip holding the lines to the radiator cooling fan. It's just a push-in style clip which I removed off of camera due to the tight tolerances in the engine bay. With the transmission cooler lines removed from the engine bay, I can get a better look at them. They were definitely very rusty and needed to be replaced. This is the retainer clip that is inserted into the radiator cooling fan. As you can see, it's just a push-in style clip. Here are the new transmission cooler lines next to the old transmission cooler lines. Do note that the new cooler lines come with all new hardware. With the new cooler lines installed in the engine bay, I will go ahead and mount them to the transmission. After that, I am going to install the new retainer clip into the transmission cooler by installing one of the ears into one of the 3 slots and rotating the clip around until the other 2 ears fall into the other 2 slots. Then I will insert the cooler line into the cooler. Note, there is a yellow paint mark on the cooler line. Once that disappears into the transmission cooler, I will know that I have seated it fully. Just to make sure that it is fully inserted into the cooler, I will wiggle the line and pull back on it to make sure it doesn't come out of the retainer clip. Then I will install the new black retainer cover over the retainer clip to ensure that it will not come back out. The bottom one is the exact same procedure, which I went ahead and did off camera. With the new lines installed, I take one last look to make sure I have my routing and mounting correct. Then I will reinstall the engine air intake hose that goes to the grill. After that, I will go underneath the vehicle and remove the transmission pan drain bolt. After the bolt is removed, some fluid will come out, but not all. That's because this transmission is what's known as a CVT, or continuously variable transmission, which has a standpipe. The standpipe ensures that the transmission fluid is at the correct level. Think of it as a dipstick on a normal automatic transmission. With the standpipe removed, the rest of the transmission fluid will drain. After the transmission fluid has finished draining, I will go ahead and reinstall the standpipe. This takes a 6mm hex key. It doesn't have to be very tight, snug will be just fine. Then I will reinstall the drain plug. After that, I'm going to go ahead and remove the lug nuts from the left front wheel to gain access to the transmission cartridge filter. There's actually 2 filters on this vehicle for the transmission. One that lives inside the pan, which is known as the sump filter. And I replaced that one about 30,000 miles ago and cannot find any service info on it, so that filter is still good. Then I'm going to remove the retainer clips from the splash shield. It has 3, one is missing, and that one just broke, but no need to worry though. I will replace them with brand new ones. There is also a 10mm bolt at the bottom that secures it to the frame of the vehicle. After the splash shield is removed, I can see where the cartridge filter is at, and it's going to be underneath this round housing, and I will take a 10mm socket and remove the mounting bolt. I am going to go ahead and replace this O-ring as well. Then I will install the new cartridge filter. When reinstalling the filter housing, I take note that there is a tab or an ear that goes behind another tab or ear on the transmission. This helps keep it in place. After the retaining bolt is reinstalled and everything is secure, I'm going to go ahead and remove the cap off the transmission fill tube. This is so I can add fresh transmission fluid to the transmission. This is the cap here, and that is the retaining tab that I had to depress in order to remove the cap. And now I will fill the transmission with new CVT fluid. And then I will start the engine. With the engine running, I will go ahead and check for leaks. And here is the splash shield reinstalled with all new retaining clips. With the engine running, I have to wait for the transmission fluid to come up to temp, which is 122 degrees Fahrenheit. This will ensure that the transmission fluid is at the proper level. I am using my scan tool to monitor the transmission fluid temp. If you do not have a scan tool, you can also use a temp gun to get a reading from the transmission pan. Do note that there will be a 5 to 6 degree difference, and the transmission pan will normally be cooler. After the transmission fluid has reached temp, I will go ahead and cycle through all the gears, waiting 5 seconds in each gear to ensure that the transmission fluid will be able to make it through the entire transmission. I will do this all the way from park to low, and then from low back to park. With the engine still running, I will go back underneath the vehicle and remove the transmission pan drain bolt. This will let any overfill drain out. I will be leaving the standpipe in place, so once the fluid is at the level of the standpipe, it will stop draining, and then I will reinsert the drain plug. Then I will reinstall the transmission fill tube cap. Then I will reinstall the left front wheel and reinstall the lug nuts. After that, I will go ahead and lower all 4 corners of the vehicle back onto the ground. Then I will torque the left front wheel lug nuts to spec. Then I will take one last look and make sure I've cleared all tools and parts out of the way, and then I will close the hood. And job well done. And remember, if you like videos like this, please leave a comment down in the comment section, hit the like button, and ring the bell. It really helps the channel. Until then, we'll see you on the next one. Later.